Why living close to your children in old age could be the biggest mistake of your life. As we age, the desire for connection with our loved ones, especially our children, often becomes stronger. Many retirees and elderly Americans decide to relocate closer to their children, hoping for companionship, care, and a sense of belonging in their golden years. On the surface, this seems like a logical and even heartwarming choice, but beneath this decision lies a potential for profound emotional pitfalls. Could living close to your children in old age bring not happiness, but unexpected pain? Drawing on timeless wisdom, including lessons from Buddhism and reflections from countless elders, this article will explore why this well-intentioned choice could become one of the biggest mistakes of your life and what you can do instead to find peace, fulfillment, and joy. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. The illusion of togetherness. The idea of living close to your children in old age often carries with it a comforting vision, a life filled with shared meals, laughter echoing through the house, and the reassuring presence of loved ones. It's a picture that speaks to the deep yearning for connection, security, and belonging that becomes more pronounced as the years pass. Yet, this dream, as beautiful as it may seem, often masks a harsher reality. The physical closeness you seek does not always translate to the emotional closeness you long for, and this disconnect can lead to a deeper sense of loneliness than before. When you move closer to your children, the initial months may feel like the fulfillment of everything you hoped for. Their warm welcome and the joyful chaos of their family life can fill your heart with contentment. But slowly, as the novelty fades, the rhythm of their lives begins to reassert itself. Work schedules, school activities, social obligations, all the things that define their busy existence leave less room for the connection you imagine. While you may live minutes away, the emotional distance can remain unchanged or even grow more pronounced. This is the illusion of togetherness, the belief that proximity will naturally foster deeper bonds. Yet, being physically near your children does not guarantee the closeness you seek. In fact, it can sometimes highlight the gap between your expectations and the reality of their lives. Sitting alone in a home that was supposed to be a hub of family activity, waiting for visits or phone calls that don't always come, can feel even lonelier than living miles apart. The closeness you thought would bring comfort may instead amplify feelings of isolation. This illusion is not born of malice or neglect. Your children love you, but their lives, like yours once did, are filled with their own responsibilities and challenges. They may not even realize the extent of your longing, wrapped as they are in the whirlwind of their daily routines. The dissonance lies not in a lack of love, but in the unmet expectations that physical closeness often brings. To protect your peace, it's essential to see this illusion for what it is and to approach your relationships with open eyes and an open heart. Proximity is not a remedy for loneliness. It is not a shortcut to connection. True closeness, the kind that fills the soul, is built not on location but on mutual understanding, shared effort, and the freedom to love without obligation. By releasing the expectation that living near your children will automatically fulfill your emotional needs, you free yourself from the pain of unmet hopes. Instead, you can focus on cultivating connection in ways that are realistic and meaningful. Whether it's a heartfelt conversation, a shared moment of laughter, or simply the knowledge that their love for you exists, even in their absence, these are the ties that truly bind. The illusion of togetherness teaches us an invaluable lesson, that real connection is not found in proximity, but in presence, being fully present with ourselves and those we love, no matter where we are. When you embrace this truth, You not only preserve your peace, but also deepen the bonds that matter most, creating relationships that are not only close, but truly connected. 2. The burden of expectations. As parents, it feels natural to expect care and attention from your children in your later years. After all, you dedicated your life to raising them, sacrificing your own comfort and dreams to ensure they could thrive. But these expectations, while deeply human, carry the seeds of disappointment and suffering. When you move closer to your children, there's often an unspoken belief that their proximity will lead to regular companionship. You might think of the small moments, weekend visits, shared meals, the simple joy of their presence in your home. Yet, when these expectations go unmet, it's easy for resentment to creep in. You may find yourself questioning their priorities, feeling hurt when their busy lives leave little time for you. This emotional burden isn't one sided. Your children, too, feel the weight of your hopes. They may sense your silent longing, your wish for more attention, and the guilt that comes with knowing they cannot fully meet your needs. In trying to balance their lives and your expectations, they may unintentionally create more distance, compounding the pain for both sides. Expectations can cloud the beauty of your relationship, turning what should be moments of connection into sources of conflict. When your happiness hinges on their actions, every missed call or delayed visit feels like a personal slight. Yet, it's important to remember your children's love for you is not measured by the hours they spend with you, but by the depth of the bond you've built over time. Letting go of these expectations doesn't mean abandoning your desire for connection. It means recognizing that true love thrives in freedom, not obligation. When you release the burden of your hopes, you open the door to a more authentic relationship, one where affection flows naturally, untainted by guilt or unmet desires. In this way, you protect not only your own peace, but also the precious bond you share with your children. 3. Losing your independence. The allure of moving closer to your children in old age often stems from a desire to feel supported, to have someone nearby who can lend a hand when life becomes physically or emotionally challenging. It's easy to believe that living near your children will make the inevitable difficulties of aging more manageable. However, this decision can subtly erode one of the most precious gifts of old age, your independence. When you relocate to be near your children, you may unconsciously begin to rely on them for more than you intend. Small errands, emotional reassurance, or even the comfort of their presence. Over time, this reliance can grow into dependence, not because you are incapable, but because their proximity makes it easier to lean on them. The act of waiting for a visit, for a call, for their time, can quietly take over your days, leaving you tethered to their schedules and priorities. This dependence can feel comforting at first, but it comes at a cost. The more you rely on others, the less you exercise your own ability to navigate life's challenges. Each moment of dependence weakens the strength you've cultivated over a lifetime, leaving you more vulnerable when their help isn't available. What happens when your children are too busy or when their priorities inevitably shift to their own families and responsibilities? Independence isn't about doing everything on your own. It's about maintaining the dignity and self-reliance that allow you to face life with grace. By clinging to the idea that your children must be your primary support system, you risk losing the sense of empowerment that comes from knowing you can still shape your days, make your own decisions, and find joy in the life you've built. Independence is not something to surrender lightly, especially in old age when it can provide the foundation for true peace and fulfillment. 4. The wisdom of letting go. Attachment is a natural part of being human. For decades, you've poured your heart into your children, watching them grow, guiding them through life, and finding joy in their successes. It's no wonder, then, that the thought of letting go feels so daunting. Yet clinging to the belief that they are responsible for your happiness can lead to a cycle of suffering that affects not just you, but your entire family. When you place your sense of well being in your children's hands, you unknowingly tie your emotions to their actions. A missed visit can feel like rejection, a hurried phone call like indifference. These feelings are not a reflection of their love for you, but rather the result of expectations that no one, not even the most devoted child, can fully meet. Love that is bound by conditions or expectations often feels heavy, both for the giver and the receiver. Letting go doesn't mean severing ties or loving your children any less. It means releasing the need to control how they show their love and learning to find happiness within yourself. It's about understanding that their lives, just like yours once did, are full of demands and distractions. By letting go, you give them the freedom to love you without the weight of obligation, and you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of unmet hopes. True wisdom comes in accepting that your happiness is your own responsibility. This realization isn't just liberating, it's empowering. When you let go of the need for your children to fulfill your emotional needs, you open up space for authentic connection. Love that flows freely without expectation or resentment is far more fulfilling than love weighed down by unspoken demands. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means embracing a deeper truth that peace comes from within. By finding contentment in your own heart and life, you not only strengthen your relationship with your children, but also discover the freedom to live your remaining years with dignity and joy. 5. Embracing solitude. Solitude is often misunderstood, especially in old age when society equates being alone with being lonely. But solitude, when truly embraced, is far from an absence. It is a fullness. It is a chance to connect with yourself in ways that the busyness of earlier years never allowed. In solitude, you rediscover the quiet corners of your soul, the unspoken truths of your being, and the beauty of simply existing. This journey into solitude doesn't begin with avoidance or escape. It begins with acceptance. Accepting that your children's lives are their own, that the rhythm of your days no longer aligns perfectly with theirs, frees you to create a life that is uniquely yours. In this space of acceptance, you begin to see solitude not as a void to be filled, but as a sanctuary, a place where you can listen to the whispers of your own heart. In the stillness of solitude, you find unexpected treasures. The rustle of leaves in the wind, the golden light of the afternoon sun, the warmth of a favorite chair. These small moments become profound. They remind you that life's beauty has always been in the details, in the quiet joys that too often go unnoticed. Solitude teaches you to pay attention, to savor, to be present. Embracing solitude also deepens your relationship with others. When you no longer look to your children to alleviate loneliness, your interactions with them become lighter, more joyful, and more genuine. You cherish their company for what it is, a gift, not an obligation. Solitude strengthens you, allowing you to approach life with a sense of inner completeness. It is not a retreat from the world, but an invitation to live fully within it, anchored in your own sense of peace. 6. The gift of gratitude. Gratitude has a quiet power that can transform your perspective on life, especially in old age. It shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is abundant, from what has changed to what remains. Gratitude isn't about ignoring life's difficulties or denying your longing for connection. It's about finding meaning and joy in what is, even as you navigate the complexities of aging. Every day offers countless moments to practice gratitude, but it takes a conscious effort to notice them. The gentle chirping of birds at dawn, the way sunlight filters through a window, or the kindness of a stranger at the store. These are not grand gestures, but they are profound when appreciated fully. Gratitude teaches you to see life as a series of gifts, each one fleeting, each one precious. In your relationships, gratitude softens the sharp edges of expectation. Rather than focusing on how often your children visit or how much time they spend with you, gratitude allows you to treasure the moments you do share. A short phone call becomes a cherished connection, a visit becomes a memory to hold close. Gratitude transforms these experiences not by making them more frequent, but by making them more meaningful. Gratitude also invites peace into your heart. It reminds you and that life, even with its challenges, is full of blessings. The love of your family, the wisdom you've gained, the simple pleasure of being alive, these are riches that cannot be measured or diminished by time. When you live with gratitude, you carry this sense of abundance with you, even in the quietest moments. Most importantly, gratitude is a gift you give to yourself. It requires no external validation, no conditions, no waiting. It is always within reach, ready to illuminate your days and fill your heart with warmth. In practicing gratitude, you create a life not defined by longing, but by appreciation, not by scarcity, but by sufficiency. This gift, freely given and deeply felt, becomes a source of enduring happiness and peace. 7. The danger of emotional weight. The bond between parent and child is one of life's most profound connections, built on years of shared experiences, sacrifices, and love. Yet, as the years pass and roles shift, this bond can become laden with unspoken expectations that weigh heavily on both sides. In old age, it's easy to place your happiness in the hands of your children, hoping their presence, attention, or care will fill the quiet spaces in your life. But this well-intentioned longing can unintentionally create an emotional burden, one that threatens to strain even the strongest of relationships. For you, this weight reveals itself in moments of waiting for a call that doesn't come, a visit postponed, or an invitation that never arrives. These unmet expectations, though often small, can grow into a larger sense of disappointment or even hurt. It's not that your children love you any less. It's that their lives, like yours once were, are filled with responsibilities and demands that often pull them away. When you tie your sense of worth or happiness to their actions, each perceived absence can feel personal, as though their busyness reflects a lack of care. This emotional pain accumulates quietly, creating a barrier between the love you feel and the love you experience. For your children, the weight manifests as an invisible tension. They may feel your silent longing, your hopes for more connection, and the guilt of not being able to meet those needs as fully as they wish. This guilt, even when unspoken, can make their interactions with you feel less joyful and more like a duty. Love, once spontaneous and free, can become tinged with a sense of obligation, eroding the natural flow of your relationship. The real danger of this emotional weight lies in how it distorts the bond you cherish. It shifts the focus from the love that exists to the love that feels absent, creating a cycle of longing and guilt that neither side intended. Over time, it can lead to feelings of distance, not because the love has diminished, but because it has been overshadowed by unfulfilled expectations and unspoken emotions. The path to breaking free from this weight lies in letting go, not of love, but of the need to control how it is expressed. True love is not measured by the frequency of calls or visits, but by its depth and authenticity. When you release your children from the unspoken responsibility of carrying your emotional burdens, you free them to love you more fully, without the shadow of guilt or pressure. At the same time, you reclaim your own happiness, grounding it not in their actions, but in your own capacity for peace and contentment. By lightening this emotional weight, you allow your relationship with your children to flourish in its own way. The love you share becomes a source of mutual joy rather than a source of silent strain. In this space of freedom, you can connect more deeply, appreciating each moment for what it is, an expression of love, unencumbered and pure. This is the love that uplifts, the love that heals, and the love that endures. 8. Finding peace within. True peace is a gift you give yourself. It cannot be handed to you by your children, your circumstances, or even the happiest moments of your past. It is born within, nurtured by the choices you make and the perspective you cultivate. In old age, finding peace within becomes both a necessity and a profound opportunity, a chance to shape your remaining years with grace and wisdom. The journey to inner peace begins with acceptance. Acceptance does not mean resignation. It means recognizing life as it is without fighting against what you cannot change. It's about embracing the reality of your children's independence, the inevitable ebb and flow of relationships, and the natural changes that aging brings. Acceptance clears away the clutter of regret and longing, allowing you to focus on the present moment, the only place where peace truly exists. Inner peace also grows from letting go of control. For much of your life, you may have been the one guiding, supporting, and providing for others. In old age, this role shifts, and holding on to the need to influence or shape your children's lives can lead to frustration and disappointment. Instead, by releasing this need, you open yourself to the freedom of simply being, observing life as it unfolds, without the constant push to direct it. Cultivating peace within also requires kindness toward yourself. This is a time to nurture your own spirit, to find joy in the small and meaningful moments of daily life, whether it's through meditation, a creative hobby, or simply sitting in the quiet of your own thoughts. These practices allow you to connect with the deep well of calm and strength that resides within. You come to see that peace is not something external to be pursued, but an internal state to be embraced. When you find peace within, your relationships with others change as well. Without the need for constant reassurance or validation, you approach your children with a lighter heart. Each interaction becomes a gift, free of expectation, and your love for them becomes unconditional. Inner peace radiates outward, creating a sense of harmony, not just for yourself, but for everyone you touch. Peace within is the ultimate freedom. It allows you to navigate life's final chapters with a sense of completeness, unshaken by the uncertainties of the world. It is a reminder that happiness is not found in what others do for you, but in how you choose to live each day with acceptance, gratitude, and an open heart. 9. A legacy of love and wisdom. As the twilight years approach, the question of legacy often takes center stage. What will you leave behind for those you love? A legacy is not just about wealth, possessions, or material achievements. It is about the values, lessons, and example you set. In old age, the legacy of love and wisdom becomes your most enduring gift to your children and grandchildren. This legacy begins with how you navigate your own life. By embracing independence and letting go of attachment, you teach your children the profound strength that comes from self-reliance and inner peace. Your ability to find joy in solitude and contentment within yourself shows them that happiness is not tied to external circumstances, but cultivated from within. These lessons, lived rather than spoken, carry a power that words alone cannot convey. Your legacy also lies in the love you share, free of expectation or obligation. When you release the emotional weight of needing your children to act a certain way, your love becomes lighter, more generous, and more genuine. This kind of love fosters a bond that transcends distance, busyness, or the passage of time. It creates a safe space for your children to love you back in their own way without guilt or resentment. Wisdom, too, is a part of your legacy. The acceptance of impermanence, the ability to adapt to change, and the courage to face aging with grace. All of these are lessons your family will carry long after you are gone. By showing them how to embrace life's challenges with dignity and perspective, you offer them a roadmap for their own journeys, one rooted in resilience and compassion. This legacy of love and wisdom is not something you have to consciously craft. It emerges naturally when you live authentically, focusing on what truly matters and letting go of what does not. In your presence, your family will feel the depth of your peace, the clarity of your values, and the strength of your spirit. These are the treasures they will carry forward long after your time on this earth has ended. The true gift of a life well lived. As you walk through the later years of your life, it is easy to believe that your happiness depends on your children's presence, attention, or care. But the truth, as life and wisdom teach, is far more liberating. Your peace and fulfillment are not bound by external circumstances, but rest firmly within your own heart. The greatest mistake in old age is to cling to expectations that others must fulfill your emotional needs. By letting go of these expectations, you free yourself to live with dignity and joy. You open your heart to gratitude, your mind to acceptance, and your spirit to the beauty of the present moment. These choices create a life rich in meaning and one that radiates love and wisdom to those around you. Your legacy, then, is not about where you live or how often your children visit. It is about the life you lead, the grace with which you embrace solitude, the freedom you find in letting go, and the peace you cultivate within yourself. By choosing this path, you leave behind something far greater than possessions or achievements, a testament to the power of love, resilience, and inner strength. In the end, life's greatest gift is the ability to live it fully, not through others, but through your own heart. As you do so, you teach those you love the most important lesson of all, that happiness is not something to be given, but something to be found, nurtured, and shared. This is the legacy that lasts. This is the gift that endures. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.